Good afternoon, I'm Susie Nordquist and this is your afternoon news fix for Monday the 13th of May. North Korea has a warning for our government. Reuters reports Kim Jong-un's regime is claiming surveillance of North Korea by US allies has increased, including Australia and New Zealand. Political editor Jason Walgs has more.
The alleged surveillance comes under the guise of what North Korea says is the monitoring of UN sanction violations, which were imposed on the regime years ago for human rights violations. State media says Pyongyang will take the necessary steps to protect its sovereignty and security. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un visited an arms factory this weekend to personally inspect weapons such as sniper rifles and rockets.
Transpower says the electricity network is back to normal after the weekend's solar storm subsided. Some circuits were switched off as a precaution on Saturday to prevent damage. Thomas Rice has more.
Transpower says while there was ultimately no impact on electricity supply, the event was a good reminder to New Zealanders to be prepared for natural disasters and other major events that could interrupt their power supply and damage other infrastructure. It says New Zealanders should familiarise themselves with civil defence advice and have plans in place if they're to be without electricity for several days.
Auckland home sellers are being told to see the silver lining despite low returns. OneRoof data reveals about 1 in 8 of Auckland properties on the market were bought at record high prices. Average home costs have dropped almost 20% alongside increasing interest rates. OneRoof editor Owen Vaughan says it's not all bad news.
Essentially, you're buying in the same market, so if you feel like you've been done over by a buyer, you're going to be in the same position.
A plea to fully fund scans that can spot high-risk pregnancies. The Nurses Organisation and College of Midwives are asking the government to include money in this month's budget. They say scans could cost up to $165 each, and public funding isn't enough on top of the high cost of living. The college's Alison Eddy says the government needs to intervene.
They're provided by private providers in the community and they have the right to charge a co-payment. But the primary reason that it's happening is because the cost that the government is paying hasn't increased for a long time.
Green MP Julianite says she's doing well after a fortnight in the media spotlight over an outburst in the House. It is the first time the Rongotai MP has spoken to Newstalk ZB since confronting a National MP in his seat during a debate. Genta apologised in Parliament immediately afterwards. She was referred to the Privileges Committee and she says she can't comment on that process. Genta says she's focused on getting back to work.
And ensuring that I'm holding the government to account and representing my constituents here in Rongotai.
To sport now, and All Blacks captain Sam Cane is retiring from international rugby at the end of this season to take up a 3-year deal with Suntory Goliath in Tokyo. He says the financial security in Japan was the key driver of his decision. Phoenix fever is hitting Wellington with a crowd of 30,000 plus expected for Saturday's second leg in the A-League semi-final against the Melbourne Victory. Kiwi squash pro Paul Cole is safely through to the third round at the World Championships in Cairo. I'm Susie Nordquist and that's your latest news fix. We will be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.